David McKeever is here, and he's here every week now, which is great, from the San Joaquin.
Hey, David.
Yep. Hey, Brad.
And he is going to present today on some of the training that he has that's excellent as well. I was just remarking his district is quite productive. And I think that has to do with just staying on top of it and having ongoing training and sharpening the axe. So
Yeah,
I'm going to pass the baton over to David, and he's going to present
right on.
today, and help
Thank
you
you.
guys have better conversations. So let me get the share screen rolling for you, my friend. 1 second.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. No, sir. All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as she said, David McKeever, District Director in San Joaquin County area. Today, and I don't know, I've talked to Krista about this. Today's training it's from a book called Exactly What to Say. Exactly What to Say. And some of the agents in our group we've gone through this in the past. I see Malai, I see LaVon, Priscilla, but we used to do a separate training on this on Friday mornings, and they'd be like 45 minutes long or so. So I'm gonna try to condense it down a little bit. And this is kind of also kind of an introduction to exactly what to say. And we would do this basically every week, because every week is a different question to talk about. So if I could share my screen here. So Exactly What to Say is a book. It's a great book. And if you stick around to the end, I got a little gift for you. All right. So Exactly What to Say is written by a gentleman named Phil Jones. He's a British guy. I actually went to his training. He puts on a training through Tom Ferry's ecosystem, and I was able to attend that 3 years ago, and it's like fantastic. I wish I was able to do that the first year of my real estate career, but here we are. I was able to do it. So we're going to jump right in, and he calls this the Exactly What to Say, EWTS, your personal guide. Let me move everybody's faces here, to the mastery of magic words. So again, it's all about having better conversations with, we're here for real estate. So it's with your buyers and sellers, right? We want to be prepared going into those appointments. And that's kind of what this is all about, getting better prepared. So in his book, he mentions 4 really principles of having better conversations. And his first one is, the worst time to think about what you want to say is in the moment we are going to say it. So basically, he's saying that we need to be more prepared going into our appointments about what we're going to say and the questions we're going to ask, right? So his second principle is curiosity is the fuel for great conversations. Yes, being more curious about your client's situation, asking more questions, those sorts of things. All right, number 3, the third principle is, people are going to do things for their reasons and not yours. So the goal is to figure out those reasons. And the last one is the person asking the questions controls the conversation. And so we're going to dive into a couple of these real quick. I'm going to go through them pretty quick. So principle number 1, the worst time to think about what you're going to say is when you are saying it. So the winners of real estate, the people who've done this for years and years and years, always do the work before the work. And they take time to intensely think about these 3 areas. What are the critical conversations you're going to have in your real estate appointments? And if you have any sort of experience and you've gone on a lot of appointments, a lot of times these conversations repeat themselves. You're going to talk to sellers about where to price their home. You're going to get the same objections over and over and over again. So what are those critical conversations you're going to get into on those appointments? What are the most common objections that we can be prepared for? And then what are the conversations you're going to have later today? Like when your spouse walks through the door, your kids walk through the door, it's just having a little forethought about what those conversations could be, AKA we're going to be more prepared for them. All right. So secondly, your guide to the magic words. Curiosity is the fuel for great conversation, he says. And he says, ironically, if you show up in a conversation with certainty about the actions required, you typically create an increased uncertainty in the other person. So I think if you come in there just being certain and you telling them how it's going to be, you tell them the right way, it can make them feel uncertain. Okay, I'm trying to move faster. So number 3, yeah, I love this one. People do things for their own reasons. It's impossible to change someone else's mind. To influence others, all we can do is help them see things in a new perspective that empowers them to change their beliefs. And in the training I took with Phil Jones, he said, we should never, ever, 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 ever make a recommendation to somebody until we can say this sentence. Because of the fact you said blank, 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 I recommend we do this. So because of the fact you said, for example, you need to sell your home in 30 days, I recommend we price your home at this point. So we should never, ever, ever give advice until we have their reasons and until we can say, because of the fact you said you want to be in this neighborhood and blah, 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 I recommend we do this. So I really love that, this one from Phil Jones. All right, last one about his conversation is 4 principles. The person asking the question controls the conversation. And Phil Jones said his book could have been easily called Exactly What to Ask, but he said Exactly What to Say sounded better. But it's like we've all been on interviews before. Most of us have been on listing presentations. And sometimes when the person's just bombarding us with questions, right, they're in control of that conversation. So our goal when we go on these appointments is to control the conversations. And we do that by asking the right questions. We do that through being curious to their situation. We want to be in control of these appointments. So today's lesson number 1, we have part of his book is called Rejection-Free Openings. Rejection-Free Openings. And today, if you want to write this down, our rejection-free opening is, hey, I'm not sure if this is for you, but, and we're going to dive into that a little bit. So this is just a summary of this chapter. And it says, the hardest part of any conversation is getting it started in a right way. Starting off right leads to the real conversations we want to have. So the goal is to create certain word sequences, such as, I'm not sure if it's for you, but again, jumped ahead, sorry. Is this it? Yeah. So in the section of rejection-free openings, there's 4 we're going to cover. Not today. We're just doing number 1 today. But these aren't closing statements. We're not asking somebody to make a decision with these statements. The purpose is to put the ball in play to enable a discussion, right? So maybe somebody shut you down and you're actually, they said no. Well, you can use these rejection-free openings to elicit the conversation, to put the ball back in play, right? So I love these rejection-free openings. And like I said, today is, I'm not sure it's for you, but blank, blank, blank. Let me see here. So one of the most common reasons people fail to introduce an idea or service to others is the fact of what's going to happen, right? They're fearful of the rejection they might receive. So this magic set of words allows you to introduce something to just about anything, to anybody, that's almost completely rejection-free. Using, I'm not sure it's for you, but it causes the listener's subconscious brain to hear, hey, there's no pressure here, right? It's a very easy way to start without putting any pressure on the person. It creates intrigue by suggesting that they may not be interested. It fires up an internal driver that a decision needs to be made. But the real magic is the last word of that sentence is but. And if I was to say to you guys, hey, you're a great agent, you do so many things well, but you're not prospecting enough to meet your long-term goals. When I say that sentence, what do you hear? You just hear, you forgot everything I said at the very beginning. you're just hearing the bad stuff at the end, but you're not prospecting enough to meet your long-term goals. All right. So it's that part of the sentence you remember. The focus generally goes to everything after the but. So let's see. Phil Jones says, a little voice in your listener's head hears, you might want to look at this. So there's so many different applications to this in our real estate business. And here are a couple that I've come up with. Hey, I'm not sure if it's for you, but are you open to getting updates on your home's value from me? Hey, I'm not sure if this is for you, but I'm hosting a home seller seminar this Saturday to 1 to 3. Last one. I'm not sure if this is for you, but would you be open-minded to getting together for a quick consultation today after my open house? So the outcome that can be expected from this, they're either going to lean in for more, or worst case scenario, they'll give it some thought and say, we'll get back to you. So let me get back to the camera. All right. So the goal here in Phil Jones's examples is to figure out where in your real estate business you can use, I'm not sure if it's for you, but like at what point of an appointment or at what point when you're working with a buyer or seller, can you just use this in your business? You're like, okay, I can always interject. I'm not sure it's for you, but so I love the one about the open house. And this is where you guys come in with any ideas. Where in our business could we use, I'm not sure it's for you, but, and I gave some examples here. You're at an open house or you're door knocking, you're with the buyer's consultation, you're asking for a price adjustment from a seller, you're at a listing consultation, or maybe you're negotiating an offer. So there's a lot of different scenarios at which point we can use, I'm not sure it's for you, but does anybody want to take a shot at using this in the sentence? Anybody want to? We have, I got some ideas, but I'm looking for some participation.
Let's give them a second to unmute and see if we can get 2 or 3 that want to jump in here. Hey, everyone, it's your chance to jump on.
Maybe one for the door knocking, like, I'm not sure it's for you, but I'm hosting an open house, at the end of your street. Would you like to come check it out?
I love it. Yeah. It's a non-threatening way to invite them to your open house, right?
Yeah, like, we've got snacks. Come check it out.
We'll be there from 12 to 4, or whatever
Right.
time is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Again, I love that. Thank you. It's a rejection-free opening. It's a non-threatening way I love that, to invite somebody somewhere. Could you use that if you really want to take your spouse out to dinner, or you want to go out to dinner and not cook, right? I'm not sure for you, but how do you feel about going out to dinner tonight? Or how do you feel about doing the dishes tonight? All right, so what about, what if we had a property, we knew it'd be a great fit for a buyer, but it's out of their price range a little, right? You could introduce it to them using that without feeling rejected, right?
Yeah, you could say like, would you want to go check it out and just go take a look at it? Even if you don't, no pressure to obviously put an offer, but we can just go look at it.
Absolutely. I've used this one a lot when working with investors, because investors are always curious, right, about properties and this, that, and the other. So using, hey, I'm not sure if it's for you, but they go, it always piques their interest. It's like, ooh, what's Dave got for me? So I'm not sure if it's for you, but I saw this triplex that came on the market, and you just kind of get into your details. So it's great for buyers, it's to introduce properties. How could we use it at a listing appointment? you're at a listing appointment, you're sitting across the table from some sellers. Maybe here's one for you. Maybe there's some recommendations they need to make on their house before putting it on the market, right? But sometimes bringing that up to the seller, like, hey, this we really need to paint this pink bedroom. How do you could you bring it up using this rejection-free opening? No, I think it's a great way to bring up those repairs or improvements. Hey, I'm not sure if it's for you guys, but if we want to really present this house in the best possible way and get the top dollar, perhaps how do you feel about painting your office to a more neutral color or something to that effect? I'm just making it up as I go here. Anybody else want to take a shot? Any other scenarios in our business that we can use this rejection-free opening? It's tough, I know.
How about I'm not sure it's for you, but should we check out some, house in this other city or area? I know it's not in the city that you're specifically, were originally searching for, but how about this area? This could be, a different location that you could be interested in. Today I used one with a buyer this morning, so she is just dead set on, like, she's telling me I want this many acres, this house, this is the budget. So then I said, I'm not sure it's for you, but how about, did you think of what if we just buy since you want a lot of land, we could just buy empty land, and then we could look into buying a manufactured house, and that could save you money, and that could lower the, put it into the budget that you want. So you could get the house that you want and the amount of land you want and the area you want, but we could just bundle it in a different way. Like, instead of finding a house that's already there, we could just buy empty land, and then we could get you a manufactured home and you get exactly the result that you wanted. So check into it. She's like, okay, I'll go talk to my husband and we'll discuss that idea. So yeah, I tried that this morning, actually.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, thank you. I like the using it to introduce alternate locations for a buyer, maybe, right? Instead of just coming out, hey, we need to look over here, or I think you should look over here. Hey, I'm not sure it's for you, but what are your thoughts about checking out XYZ, like you mentioned? Yeah, I love it. That's a great one. All right. Okay, well, the challenge for everybody here, and Phil Jones says this, we hear about these new rejection-free openings. There's 32 of these like magic words to use in different parts of our business. And I'll get into more of those in a minute. But there's so many of these magic words that we can implement into the business. And it's just simply hard to remember them all when you need them. And we really need to ingrain them into our psyche at moments in our business. What moments in your business can you use? I'm not sure it's for you, and the goal is to ingrain them. So he says, what you want to do is obviously write them down each and every week, but use them. And the challenge for you between this week and next week, or the next time we talk about this, which is probably in 2 weeks, you have 2 weeks, people, to use this. I'm not sure if it's for you, but maybe try crafting a text message or a video message, or the next time you're on the phone, try using it. And I'm curious how it would work out. Send one text by the close of business today. I'm not sure if it's for you, but ... So yeah, this is an excellent rejection-free opening. And as I mentioned, here are the rest of them. So the next rejection-free openings, a phrase called open-minded, and we'll get into that one. That one's widely used in real estate, but here are on the screen a lot of the other rejection-free openings. He has perspective changers, labeling, making conversations count, staying in the game, assumptive frames. So what we can do, Krista, if you guys like this content about how to make your appointments go better and asking the right questions, we can dive into a lot of these and just hopefully improve ourselves going into the appointment. You know, we did basically a whole year of training on this, but it's been a little while, so I'm a little rusty at it, and I could actually use a refresher on a lot of these things, to be honest with you. And but there's some really good ones, and I know some of the agents here have been through this and use them. So I tried to make it short. I condensed it and went fast on purpose, but that's it for today. Any questions on any of this?
No, but I really like the content though. I think that's really great. I love the slide deck as well. Is there a chance we can get the slide deck, or what do you normally do when you go through this?
I will have to do it even better. So Phil Jones wrote a book, Exactly What to Say, and then he also wrote a book, Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents. Ooh, and would anybody like a digital copy of that? I'm happy to send it out. I'll send it out to Krista.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, they're great. So, you know, it's about, like I said, identifying some of these questions when you're at a listing appointment, asking for a price reduction. There's some amazing ones on when you're asking for the business, when you're trying to close that sale to get the appointment. Like, what do you say? There's that awkward moment where you say, or you want them to sign the listing agreement sometimes. And it's like, what do you say to get them to move forward? Like, well, now it's even buyer's consultation, right? To get them to sign the buyer's consultation agreement. So he has a phrase for that too. So it's really awesome.
Video.
So that was all right. Oh, I made it just in time. It's
You're
12:30.
awesome. Look at you go, right on time. I think we had discussed kind of role playing this. I don't know tomorrow. Joseph, what do you have going on for Tactical Tuesday? Oh darn. I know
He's on the phone.
But we could always follow up these sessions with the Tactical Tuesday, which happens at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays, on Joseph's link. I can put that in the chat too, or follow up on that. So let's do this. And David, if you can send me out the link to the virtual book, and then I will, hi, Joseph. Do you have a second? I know he's like in the middle of something. Possibly we could do that as a follow-up on role plays or something on Tactical Tuesday, or we could carve out another 15 minutes at the end of this one in 2 weeks and maybe just do it that way. That might be easier, honestly, if we stay on the same link.
Yeah, well, what I did in the past is I kind of go through the slide deck, explain each one, and then near the end, would actually go in, give opportunity for the agents to say it and use it, because it's easy to hear about it, but it really doesn't sink in until you start practicing, like saying it. And trust me, it's easy to fumble when you're trying to put these words. The goal is to practice with one another and not practice on your clients, right? So this is a friend free zone to practice, and we're all going to screw up, including myself. So that's the idea. You practice one another. And so don't practice on your clients, people. Practice on your kids. You can use this when they get home, you know.
Yeah, I do like
Jedi
that.
mind trick your kids now.
Well, not only that, but if you say it's not, I'm not sure it's for you, then they kind of go, well, why wouldn't it be for me? Right? In their mind, they're like, well,
it spikes interest.
Yeah. Why would that not apply to me? So, good. That's awesome. Okay. So if you, I don't know if you caught the beginning of this, but if you haven't put your contact information in the chat, when you log in on a weekly basis, if you can put your contact in the chat and where you're selling, that's super helpful. But we're going to take that one step further next week, and we're going to do a regional networking meeting with all the NorCal agents that are in these 3 districts here, plus Reno. And so I'm going to drive over the hill to Reno for next week's meeting, and we'll still have it on the same Zoom link here, but the Reno agents will be live at their site. They have a spot there that we've procured for them to meet up with our Encompass and Verus title people as well. So I'd love it if you guys could jump on and next week be prepared to let people know where you're selling and what your specialties are, so that when they come on, we all can get an idea of who's where, because the best way to get referrals is to be seen, and people know that you're doing business. So I really want you guys to be able to get on and meet some agents that are out in the areas here, because our districts kind of overlap. And then the Reno people, some of them are dual licensed as well, and they want to send referrals back and forth. So we're trying to kind of make that connection for you all. And then I have some Fathom swag for you guys as well. If the other districts want to do anything, that's cool. But I have some stuff from conference that I'm willing to give away. I went to conference, and I know David did too. And I was just like, what do you got? Give me your stuff, so that I could bring it back to you guys. So next week, same time, 12 o'clock online on Zoom. Be prepared to talk about where you're selling and what your specialties are, because we're going to do that one live, and please be ready to be on camera as well. Hi, Joseph.
Hi.
All right.
Trying to get my email working so I get everyone out there, but
I know, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So David, thank you again. I do love the content. I'm totally up for that again. So next week we'll do regional networking. Following week, David, are you okay to do something that's the 17th, I think? Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I'm going to send you the digital version. I'll let you send it out to your folks. It looks like Alex, Suzanne wanted a copy, and
me
Sophia.
too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like a copy.
Joseph, I have to charge you, bro.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Put it in my account.
Yeah,
An account I have no money.
Yeah. So, and then, yeah, if you want to send it out to your district, and then I'll send it out to the folks here who want it. Looks like Keith or Sam, Rebecca, Priscilla, and Cy.
Yep.
Right on.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, you already have a copy of Priscilla. I know.
Haha. She's the head of the class. Awesome.
And you told them about the 18th or Tuesdays and stuff?
I did.
Okay.
So we have some things coming up, and now we're kind of running overboard, but here's what's coming up. So next week, tomorrow, Joseph, what's on Tactical Tuesday? What are you doing?
Don't know yet. Probably follow up with some of the stuff we learned today.
Ruby. Okay, awesome. Next week, we have the regional networking conference on Monday. And then the following week, we have a lot of stuff going on. We've got More Money Monday, that's the 17th. And on the 18th, we have yours. We have Paul Estes coming on your Tactical Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then we have the consumer credit education thing going on also. Like,
yeah, I'll get that to you to distribute.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so lots of stuff going on there. I appreciate you all taking the time. I know we're a few minutes past, but great information. Thank you again, David. And
yeah,
see everyone online here. All right, see you next week. Let's get some business.
Thank you. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.